This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion.
Okay, now welcome back, everyone. Uh, shit. See now that shit threw me off. Okay, welcome back, you guys, to Not Your Normal Discussion. I am your host, Queen Pedii.
Hey y'all, I'm Nina.
And it's your boy Tryst wishing you early summertime bliss. Hoping actual sometime don't roast our shit.
So, whoa, child. So I
What?
hope
It's
that
about
everybody
roasting.
had a great week. Tomorrow I go to Sakura, Missouri, with the voice of God, and hopefully a few friends. Um, Oh, I went to Pedalpalooza last week and I got this cute little pinwheel. Hold up. There it is.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's
And I got like
cute.
some thank you.
and
I
you said
know,
you're
right?
going to
I might take
sock
it with
room?
me tomorrow. Huh?
You said you're going to sock room? What's that?
Sakura Matsuri? Oh shit, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Sakura Matsuri. It's a Japanese street festival after the Cherry Blossom Festival parade.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, I got this from Pedalpalooza. And I got this cute little cherry blossom train that I kind of crushed. And some dog shit. Well, not dog shit, but
I was like,
dog
that's a
stuff.
special gift.
Yeah. You know, the special gift that I have to
No, we're
clean up
not.
sometimes. You know,
We're
The
not
special gift that keeps
showing.
giving
we're
every
not
dog
showing.
walk.
Let me see.
No,
What is
it's
it?
still on.
Okay.
Let me
Give me
check.
a moment. That's odd. I think I know what happened, though. Well, I know at least we're on Twitch. Well, if you guys are on Twitch, we're here. Give us one moment. 'Cause, wow. Thank you
You're
for making
welcome.
sure that was good. Thank you. Oh my motherfucking god! It's
Is
a
everything
jumping spider. I
okay?
don't know where it jumped to. No, I
Fight
don't.
it. You have to show the spider
And
human
that was the end
dominance.
of our episode.
Show him
Jumping
why we're at
spider.
the top of the food chain.
She
He might
jumped
have
way
8
after she
eyes.
got.
Jump off the damn
Right? I'm
thing.
like, what in the horror movie is happening over
Yeah.
there?
I thought it was like a cucaracha or something.
I don't know what I was just like, what is
Let
going
me get
on?
it right
Like,
here.
what in the screen?
How about that?
Either that
All
or she
right,
got
so
a.
Oh my god, it's gonna
Oh,
be
we're on
for
now.
okay.
right,
Where'd it
yeah, okay. For
go?
right now, our third or fourth co-host is Mr. Jumping Spider. We'll call him Jumpy.
Ah!
Girl.
Oh my
Super jump.
god, yo.
Because all she did was go
I
boom.
know
That's
you're
it.
fucking
And she was
lying.
done.
He said he's an eight-legged freak and he's here to please.
Yo.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't even want to kill it, but it's like right here.
Hmm. Don't kill him. You're gonna
Oh
want
my god,
them
it's
for
moving. Look
summertime
at
when the
it.
mosquitoes come through.
Have you ever seen the eight-legged freaks?
Yeah, a minute
Nah,
ago.
That's
just
how
That
let
she
me
was acting like.
be.
listen, I like spiders. I just can't fuck with no
Yo,
spiders
I
that are
really
like
think it's
big
too
and
late for a
hairy. Like
kitten.
tarantulas, I
Not like
can't
I
fuck with
want her
that.
to
That's too
die
much. I'm
over
not
it.
touching that.
Nah, like I keep the big spiders around here. That like the daddy long legs. because they eat the mosquitoes. So you
Hmm.
helping me out. Mosquitoes love to eat me. You don't eat me,
Yeah,
so we're good. We got a good partnership.
yeah. I have a mixed relationship with dad long legs. I like them, and like, but like, I used to work on this dude's yard up in like Long Island. He was like renovating a house, and like I was also helping renovate the yard. And the amount of daddy long legs that was all throughout that bitch was ridiculous. They're just crawling on you while you're working. It was the most. So, like, I like spiders in general, and I even like daddy long legs, but there was a mass of them, and I was just
Not
like,
covered.
all right, this is too much for me. Yeah.
Like when you go to there's um a state park called Killer Pond in Delaware,
Kill Juan?
and
Okay.
Killer Pond and Delaware or Kellen Park. We call it
Oh, son
Killer.
of a bitch
Anyway,
moved. Oh
but
Lord.
she's still trying. But they
Oh
had like a whole
God.
bunch of dead long legs around the
No.
bathrooms, so we don't go
Mm-hmm.
there. So we go to the
Mm-hmm.
water park to go use the bathroom.
Mm.
Look at her
How's the
trying to
battle
kill it.
going? How's
Did you
your
win?
war with arachnids?
Oh, she can't hear us. Did you win?
Uh,
I don't know. It's gone.
kinda, I
You
mean,
should definitely
for
rewatch
good,
his
hopefully.
episode at the beginning.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
He got
I'm.
jokes.
I don't like. I don't do spiders like that.
Hmm.
Like you got to be a special spider for me to be like, all right, you can live
Charlotte,
in my room, huh?
you making
No.
words on the
She
web?
thinks pretty Charlotte. She thinks Charlotte will be possessed. She'd be like, hello, Queen Pedii, what you doing? She'd be like,
Yeah,
shh, oh,
exactly.
heck no.
Oh my god, that did not just happen. Right on the
You
live,
duped.
and it's
You duped
going.
Poppy. You
Because
got
I don't
Poppy.
do spiders. Ugh,
But they're not that bad.
I understand that, but no,
They eat the other bugs.
that's cool
Mm.
and all. But stay away from me while I'm doing my podcast.
Nah. See, the cockroaches scare the crap out of me because they can fly. Nope, I don't do that. You could crawl and fly? Nope.
And I don't fuck with none of that southern shit. That's all I know.
Yeah. All
The
right,
bugs
but
be too much.
Anyway, for
go
me,
go
this week was spring break for my kids. Oh, you got to snap an apple, apple.
Hmm.
apple, apple
Snapple
That's
snapple.
my favorite.
apple.
Snap an apple, apple. That's what I call it.
When I sponsors
Anyway,
us,
um, I hope so. Oh, I would be drinking it all day, everywhere.
Fuck.
But so this week was my kids' spring break. So Leah got to go camping starting on Wednesday. She went, so I'm not gonna get her back till Sunday. We did Easter Sunday with the family. We went to our church, and then afterwards we went to a Piccadilly, which is kind of like a buffet cafeteria kind of thing. Our pastor paid for all of us, all 18. Yes, 18. Paid for
mm,
all of it. Yes.
He said,
And this Sunday is our Founders Day. So it's our 1 year anniversary of them founding the church and everything. So it's supposed to be
mm,
big. But I
you
have to do
said
bingo
what?
afterwards. So.
1
Huh?
year? You said one
Yeah,
year? Oh, okay.
1 year. So I love my pastor. He keeps it real. He's pretty good. So he preaches what, he practices what he preaches. So I will follow ish. So some things I believe and some things I don't, believe. So
To her new pastor,
mm.
she does
Yes.
not
Here,
mean that.
here.
love
Ah,
you. But no. But my
Yep.
amen.
oh amen. Oh, they got
Mm.
me singing this one song which I love. It's like press down, shake it for me, roll it over.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
know I'm
I
Shake
love that
what for
Muslim.
song.
you?
Hold on.
Shake it for the
Huh?
Lord.
I know that I'm
Yeah.
Muslim, but
Hmm.
I don't know. I didn't know y'all was supposed to be shaking it in church, honey.
Not.
I mean,
No,
I
you
mean,
shake
David
like.
did dance.
I love the song though. It's shake.
I'm sorry.
Oh, they get down in this church, so
Huh?
I'm
Okay.
good. And all you see the pastor going,
She came
Hallelujah,
back to the culture.
Hallelujah. That's all he said.
She's back
I'm trying.
back in our
I
culture.
try.
It's okay.
But I do like that song. That song is
We
my
need
jam. That's the.
Mhm.
drums. We need drums in our life.
It's it's funny you say that because I've had multiple pastors of churches I've been that were my churches that were very against drums in church. So hey, turn up while you
No, they actually have
can.
it hooked up to the Bluetooth, so we don't have like
Mhm,
we have a choir, but we don't
mhm.
have like a band.
When you
But
join the choir,
Oh yeah,
I
Miss
joined
Miss
the damn
Opera.
choir. I did not join
you
no
in the choir?
choir.
Look,
Girl, you
she
don't
like
No,
sing
me.
opera.
She's like, no.
no. Mm-mm.
She
I'm
The
waiting for
other
the day your
Tristan
pastor
said
hears you
that
singing.
Karina.
no. The other
You know,
Tristan told
I
me that
mean
I
Nina.
cannot carry a tune.
You,
Girl, you sing
He said,
opera. What are you talking about?
yeah,
Other Tristan
but
probably just don't
apparently
like
I
when you
can't.
singing in the shower in the
she
background.
can do it.
Yeah.
That's what
My
I'm like.
roommate, my
I've
roommate is the
heard her.
same way.
Oh my gosh. No, but
But
go ahead, Trist.
yeah, how was your
Oh,
week,
not too bad. Allergies, like I said earlier, was kicking my ass. Like at first, I didn't
honey?
realize allergies. Just the scratch in the back of my throat, like I was fucking on my ear, scratching inside my ear. It was a problem. But soon I'm going to be moved overnight, so I mean, it'll be more sleep for me, like, and maybe making more appointments. Although, I might have to jump off the episodes earlier. We'll see how things work out. But I also just came back from watching Creed 3. And as someone who hasn't seen the two previous Creeds, on one hand, this is one hell of a movie. On the other hand, is I'm just like, I mean, for a directorial debut for Michael B. Jordan, great movie. But I'm also like, there are certain things that like, ooh, I could have used a little bit more of. Like certain things were moving so fast. I'm just like, wait, what? What?
Maybe because you
What?
haven't seen the
Who's
other
that?
ones.
No, maybe I'm not in with what the
Yeah.
regular flow of the franchise is.
Yeah.
But it was just
I mean,
like,
it's the
oh,
Rocky franchise.
yeah.
So,
I know some of the Rocky movies, but I haven't seen none of the Creed movies yet,
gotcha.
except the
Me
last
neither.
one. But it was good. It was good though.
That's good. Okay, so let's get to the topics that we will be trying to rush through today due to my spider moment. Um, so first we're going to be talking about grief, what it is, how do we deal with it individually, and what are the steps to try to get yourself out of the grief funk. What was that? Was that my computer? Okay.
No, that's mine. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. And
Ooh.
after that, we'll be talking about the federal judge abortion pill ruling. And then last, we will be talking about children vaping in school. What can we do to prevent it? And how do we talk to our kids about it? All right, so here is a word from our sponsor.
Creates customized items such as rolling. A to Z Creations is a Black woman owned business that creates customized items such as rolling trays, clothing, tumblers, glasses, bags, jewelry, and more.
All right, you guys. Welcome back. So, of course, this topic is going to be a little bit sad. Um, well, I don't know if we really want to call it sad, but it's not going to be
And
one of our happy ones
it might be at the end if you
at the end.
release your grief,
Oh,
you'll feel maybe less burdened.
oh, well, good. All right, so a lot of people think that grief is something that only happens when someone dies. But grief can happen if a relationship ends, a friendship ends, you lose your job, anything that can technically die. And basically, I guess you could say, oh, when you lose your job, that part of you dies a little bit. That part of you that had that personality of, yes, this was my job, da 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 da. I guess I'm just going with the job thing for the moment. But yeah, so um, I hate that I'm saying today. All right. So grief is death, death, defined as deep sorrow, especially that's caused by someone's death. What is this? I love my bestie. He already clipped it. He clipped the spider. I love it.
Yeah, I sent it
Thank
to
you,
you.
bestie.
That's
You said
something in
what?
spite of it. Okay.
You said what, hon?
Did you see what I posted though? He sent me that too.
He did? Oh, okay.
Mm.
But yes. All right. So basically, especially now after 2020 with COVID and so many people who died, a lot of families were wiped out. Um, I don't think that we had a chance to really grieve, like, especially the losses that we had, and even like finding out who people were during the pandemic and stuff. And especially after we've come out, the mass shootings rev right back up. So now it seems like everybody is getting a touch and a taste of what grief is. And I'm wondering, how do people, or how is everyone, especially the people that are like, watching this right now, how do you deal with it? I'm gonna say for me, it all depends on what I'm grieving. Cause like I've grieved deaths, I've grieved relationships, I've grieved friendships that I've lost. For me, I do shadow work. I'm gonna just be honest. I do. I write stuff down. I write what I could have done better, especially if it's something like with a relationship, or what I could have done while that person was alive to like spend more time with them. Because I can definitely say, like, last year, was it last year? No, the year before last. During July of the year before last, um, I had lost someone that I was actually getting ready to reconnect with, and something just kept telling me, "Hey, you need to message her, message her," and I never did. And then when I was getting ready to, that was when I found out she was dead. Like she had been killed that night before by her boyfriend.
Mm.
And I really grieved that because I felt so bad, because I was like, damn, what if I had invited her to brunch and we had talked, and maybe she would have opened up about what was going on? Would would what happened have happened, you know? And I always thought about that for a really long time, and it sucked. even more because when I found out, I had to go to work the next day. So I didn't even get a chance to be like, I need to rest. I need to rest my mind. I just went straight in to doing my externship, trying to get my stuff together. And it just really sucked because that person didn't deserve that. But I do write stuff down. I use my Twitter to just type stuff that I'm feeling. And I know that I have family members that get upset, especially when I'm like talking about things that they feel I should not be. But this is my way of grieving. This is how I do it. You guys, y'all can cry it out. I can cry too, but I'm gonna write it down. I'm more of a but who else wants to talk about how they deal with grief?
I do different things for when I grieve. Sometimes I'll write all my feelings out and I'll burn it. Um,
Mm,
because that way, like especially if it's like my grandfather, he passed away. I was very upset with the way it happened.
yeah.
So I wrote two letters, one to him and one to the nurses and the doctors and everybody at the place that he was at and how they treated him. And I wrote. And then afterwards, I burned it because I wanted him to. It was kind of like I still, grieve him, but
Mm,
it made it a little less because to me, it felt like when I wrote to him, I told him how much I loved him, how much I cared about, how much I will miss him forever, how much that I appreciate him raising me and doing all this. And when I burned it, the smoke went up, and I'm like, I'm hoping that he gets to hear it, see it, read it, whatever, like it reaches him. And then the other one was full of hate and questions and upset. So I burned that one because I was like, I don't want to send it to them if they did their best
mhm.
because I wasn't there, so I don't know. But to me, it's like you could have done more. So I burned it
Mhm.
as like, okay, I'm letting that anger go. So one was to appreciate, the other one was to let it go. And because I was very angry, I was so angry, and it wasn't just to nurses, it was to some family member, like because I was so angry because he should not have passed away so soon. So after that, I was like, you know what? I need to let it go because the anger was eating at me, and it made me really depressed.
Yeah.
So that's one more way.
I mean, for me, I feel like I'm better at. I'm not really sure how good I am with grief or ignoring grief or just pushing through grief. Because I think about me as a kid and thinking about a lot of the existential dread I had, growing up evangelically fundamentalist and not really realizing that, but just constantly just expecting the end of the world. And so I had a lot of anxiety and a lot of existential dread, but also a lot of grief already for just the concept of like all things passing away type shit. Like by the time 9/11 hit, like I would have expected by 2020, the world already be over type shit. Like so like from that kind of energy, I developed a lot more ability to comfort other people through grief. And for myself, it was more so like, everything's temporary, and help people smile all the time, smile, but you know, mentally be prepared for like the worst, and like that was more so my thing of grief. Like so like there was a kind of a distance. Like I could be there for other people, and like of course I'm more in relationships, but at the same time there was also like I can be there for a lot of people, but I don't really get close to a lot of people in the sense of like for me to be fully me. Like if I'm meeting you in a certain type of standpoint, you're gonna see as much of me as I feel comfortable letting you see because y'all know me. I'm a wild grab bag of shit, you know. So, but I don't know. I'm really trying. This is one reason I want to really start therapy this year at some point because like I'm good at least trying to be there for other people, and I know enough that I don't feel like I feel more like I'm somebody who lives in melancholy than actually lives in depression, and like I'm also someone who's able to be content and happy, but at the same time like whenever you watch a TV show, for example, and they're like, "Oh, a character talking about like one of their happiest moments," I'm like, I can think of times I've been happy with people and like the vibe and the energy and people who've made me happy, but I don't really have like just thoughts I go back to of like this is the happiest, and maybe that's just a TV thing, but maybe people really just have that, and so I don't know. There's a lot of processing, both just grief and everything else that I'm still working on too.
Okay. So I have a quick question for you guys. So
Hmm.
I want to know, what was the age that you guys felt your first experience with grief? Because I can tell you, I believe I was 6, and it was when my older brother died. So at first, it was kind of like I didn't understand. But then when he didn't come home and I saw him in a box, that was when I was like, oh, wait, you know, and yeah, that was a little hard for a little 6-year old, you know, that was a little hard.
So for me, it was, I think I was 7 or 8. No, probably 8. Um, the boy that I had a big crush on, which was, he was practically my best friend. And, uh, puppy crush, puppy love. Still talk to him to this day. But he moved away
Yeah,
in the middle of school year, and he was the only one that would play with me, that we would hang out. It was just like, you know,
yeah,
two peas in a pod. And we always did everything together. We get in trouble together. We played together. We sat next to each other in all our classes. And when he left, it was like a big piece of me just like
yeah,
got taken away, like cut
yeah.
up, like they cut me in half and took it away. Um,
Hmm.
but now we talk. He got me a couple years later, and we chit chat. We even now like his brother just had a wedding, and I could just call, text him like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he'd be like, "When are you coming down to Louisiana? So I could cook for you and bring bring all your family." Like, we're really chill about that, and I'm glad that I was able to keep him as a friend, um, because that kind of helped with my grieving and everything,
Yeah,
re-meeting and reestablishing where we're at in life. And even now, he's like, "How's your kids doing? How's your life going? What's going on?" And it's not like every day we chit chat or every month, but every once in a while, something would tell me, "Hey, go check on him. Go ask him how life is." And that's good enough for us.
yeah.
So,
Okay, dokie.
what about you, Tristan?
So for me, it was probably age 10 when I found my grandmother slumped in our kitchen.
Oh God.
Um, yeah. So like we had gone, like before that, I want to say maybe a few weeks before that, I had like my first weird like just like y'all know me. I have wild weird dreams, and
Dreams.
like one of my first weird dreams that I can remember was like my grandmother being laying down in the kitchen and like a cabinet slamming on her head, and like in her kitchen and like the apartment she lived in, even though she had come to live with us. And as a kid, I'm just like, what the fuck was that? Like, why am I thinking these random shit? And then one day, one Sabbath, we were going to church, and I hadn't said goodbye to her. I was expecting, of course, to see her back. And then when we come back, the water. She was preparing chicken for us. Um, Came back, the water's running in the kitchen sink, and it's overflowing. My grandmother's laying aside. I go up and I touch her, and she's cold, and I let them know she's cold.
Oh,
And but at that time, I didn't really have a concept of death for real. The paramedics came up thinking everything's gonna be okay. Is until like my sister and my mother went with the ambulance, and like me and my brother stayed back, and we were staying with neighbors. And they came back and looking through the window. I see my sister grabbing, like holding my grandmother's pillow, and like when they come back, we come back into our apartment, and they let us know basically that our grandmother died. And so my brother starts crying, my mother starts crying, my sister's crying, and I'm sitting there watching them cry, and I'm like, why
what's
I'm
wrong
not able
with
to cry? And like it might like I've never watched an episode of like Seinfeld, but literally I hear like Jerry in my head make a joke like, "Oh, it's not a heart thing, it's a heart attack" or something like that. And it's like, why the fuck am I thinking thoughts like this right now? And
you?
then even at the funeral, like I'm seeing my grandmother, she's so all puffy still from the drugs and everything like that. And I'm just like, more like, taken aback that like she looks like I'm like, and then especially how we're raised in Seventh Day Adventists, we believe, when you're dead, and everything like that. And so when my mom was saying at the casket while they were lowering it, say goodbye. In my head, I'm thinking, well, say goodbye to who? She's a shell now. But I'm like, saying goodbye, and like, I don't know. It's just so like my grief is very both internal and just feels very like almost like fog or like mist in a way. And
Gotcha.
so I don't know. It's one of those things where, like I said, like there are times where, like if I need to cry, like put on a good movie, or like I've cried at the end of certain relationships. But for a long time, I've also felt like fucked up by that too, because I'm like, how am I crying at like me breaking up with somebody or someone breaking up with me, and I couldn't cry over my grandmother. And it took a while to just be like, listen, I just like, of course, with
I'm
all the things I'm
sorry.
going through, I just couldn't
I'm
process
not
it.
laughing at you. I promise. I was trying to type something
Okay. I'm like,
and I saw what
I'm glad
Karina
the
put.
story. Okay,
I'm
I'm glad the
sorry.
story is heart lifting for you. No, 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 I get it. I get it. No, but
Oh
yeah,
my
it's
God.
no,
So
but yeah. Like
unserious.
I said, I'm very good at like, and I think that's why like I'm drawn to the people I'm drawn to, whether it's friends or relationships, people who I feel like I can talk about these things, and I like if I need to cry, I'm comfortable crying around them. If I'm not crying, but they're crying, like I could be there for them. I like one of the things with my roommate where like they're the type of person they don't like hugs often. So like sometimes when they're crying, I don't know what to do for them. But I think when you're trying to comfort someone that's grieving, it's good to look up you know, different therapists online, and
Yeah.
on what are good ways to help people grieve, because people don't always need the same like sorry for your condolences. And I used to be one person who was like big on trying to say the perfect thing to help people. And when I like I remember there was one person who was like really depressed and really
Wrap
suicidal, who
up. I'm sorry.
like
We're running out of
what
time.
happened.
We're
Oh,
running out
okay.
of
But yeah,
time.
just to wrap up, yeah. Listen, be there for your friends, and like if they're grieving, don't expect them to come to you. Go to them, and just be willing to be that shoulder, that not just a cry, but like, hey, do you need me to help with your kids? Do you need me to help you with this? Do you need me to bring you food? Like be
Why
a
can't I
refuge
hear
in time
you?
of storm.
Why can't I hear Nina? Oh,
Don't.
there she
Nina,
Okay,
go
so this is what
ahead.
y'all
We
need to
could
do
hear
too.
you.
If you're gonna be a shoulder to cry on, do not be running your mouth about what they tell you, because at that moment they're grieving and they're telling you everything that's coming out. They're vulnerable. They're what's the word? Vulnerable, where
Vulnerable.
they
Vulnerable,
they
yeah.
yes, and they're going to be crying and tell you everything. Keep your mouth shut.
Wait, there we go.
This is not about you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the worst thing ever. Someone just like telling your business after you've gone
When
to
you
them
trust
because you were
them,
sad. Like, please don't do that shit. And if I find out that you've done it, I won't trust you anymore. I can't trust you with my deepest feelings
grieve.
anymore. But yeah, you guys, please get therapy if you have lost someone, lost a relationship, lost a friendship, lost anything, and it's making you depressed or feel kind of out of the way that you're usually feeling. Go ahead and find therapy. They do have programs where they do it for free. So depending on where you live. But let's go to our first commercial break.
A to Z Creations is a Black woman owned business that creates customized items such as rolling trays, clothing, tumblers, glasses, bags, jewelry, and more.
Go ahead.
Go ahead now. Okay.
Yep. Yes.
Hey, what's good, y'all? For our second topic, I was gonna say to lighten the mood a little bit, but nah, we're getting a little darker. No, but for our second topic, we're talking about what actually turns out to be two recent state rulings on the abortion pill. So there's this pill called something like mifepristone, and it's
Yep.
actually used in 98% of medical abortions in America, right? And medical abortions count for over half of the abortions that people have. And mifepristone isn't just used for abortions; it's also used to help people with miscarriages as well. And you can use it earlier on in the pregnancy too. So it's a lot of people find it a lot more helpful and much more, when they need it than, like, for example, invasive surgery or anything like that. So there was one court ruling in Texas where a judge basically made a ruling that mifepristone, which has been FDA approved for 20 years, like since the year 2000, that basically it's got to be pulled from the shelves and everything like that. And like it's no longer going to be FDA approved, essentially. Like they can no longer use that drug. And then in Washington State, hours later, another judge basically made a decision, and there's 17 states that's attached, as well as the District of Washington, that's attached to this ruling, where basically the drugs for like mifepristone will basically be able to stay on the shelves. They won't be able to recall the drugs in those states, in those basically 17 states plus Washington, D.C., at least in the short term. And so you have a situation where now, like basically in the South, it is essentially abortion is illegal. And like at the same time, this is happening in Florida. Potential future president and current Florida governor Ron DeSantis has moved, like literally, I think last night he moved to sign a law that would make their abortion bill from 15 weeks down to 6 weeks before most women even know they're pregnant. And the one that's for 15 weeks is still in like the process of being battled in the court. So he's like, all right, well, fuck it. I'm gonna go even further than that. And it's funny, you have the DOJ, Biden's DOJ, they're gonna appeal to Supreme Court to look at this case, but it's like we just saw that Clarence Thomas is under investigation, or at the very least was revealed that he has all these bribes he takes from wealthy Republican donors and everything like that. Takes vacations, gifts, and everything like that. So you have a situation where judges basically, even without being elected by anybody but being appointed by a president or whatever, judges are getting to do whatever the fuck they want. Essentially, basically, evangelical Ivy League judges are writing laws as they speak and making abortion illegal right now, basically all through the South. And once it runs out for that short term for mifepristone being on the shelves, once all that runs out, essentially across the country. But I was wondering what you guys think about this, and what do you think our leaders or we as citizens should be doing about it?
Um, you know, I talked about this, but with a different medicine. When they first came out with this, with the overturning Roe versus Wade. So, if you guys didn't know, I have rheumatoid arthritis, and I have to take methotrexate, and that medicine is also what they use to sorry y'all, to perform abortions. They give you 10 milligrams of it, and it will cause you to have a miscarriage. So I think that they need to really think about this before they just start saying, okay, because this can kill a child, let me go ahead and take this off, and take this away from the women that need it. Like, not everybody wants a baby. I'm not going to say a lot, but there are some people that don't want to have a baby by their relative. Okay. So if they want to go in and get that, that shouldn't even be an issue. They should be able to go and get an abortion because they need it or want it because they want it. Like, I don't understand what this fascination of, just wanting to control people's bodies, because with the way that a lot of these congressmen work, are y'all going to be paying for the abortions of your secretaries? Are
Yeah,
you going
you gotta
to?
take them somewhere else.
Yeah. And then that means that they're breaking the damn law. Okay. Like, I'm so irritated because
They,
nobody's saying, hey, let's force men to wear condoms. Let's force them to do that. Are y'all gonna pay the child support of the men that don't want the fucking babies? Are we gonna do that? Like,
Yeah.
y'all are in business that don't fucking concern you. And now you're affecting people like me who need the medicine. So, and she's just like, me.
no, okay. So this is how I feel. Y'all old ass men need to stop it because this has nothing to do with your body. Period.
Yeah.
Number two, if it has nothing to do with y'all, period. Number two. Number three, still don't have nothing to do with you. But if somebody like, for me, let's say I end up getting pregnant and I do want the baby, but
Hi, voice of
Something's
God.
wrong. There's something wrong. Yes, I'm talking to the voice guy. Something's wrong, and I have to have an abortion. Some of these states are too scared to do a medical abortion because they're afraid their license is going to be taken away from them
Mm-hmm.
if they do it to save somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I talked about it before about the Grey's Anatomy episode where the
Yeah.
lady literally died because
Mm-hmm.
she had a pregnancy that she wanted to keep. She didn't want to keep it, but
Yeah.
the baby was born, or not born, but the baby was growing on her C-section scar inside.
Yeah.
That was dangerous, and they had to drive many many miles to go get her. And while on the way back, she's talking about like what she was going to do for her daughter's birthday because next week. And then when she
Oh.
realized like she's bleeding a lot and she's dying, she's literally dying of this thing. And she's like, I don't want to die. I want to make it to my daughter's birthday. I gotta make her cake. I gotta make her cake. And she's crying. And they got pissed off because I forgot, I think her name's Madison, the redhead chick. And Allison, she got pissed off. And she's like, how the my hands are made to bring babies to this life to keep females safe. I have gone
Mm-hmm.
through years and years and years of training before I even get to do this. And you guys are
Mm-hmm.
tying our hands. And you guys don't even know the medical issues that you guys are doing because
Yep.
you guys are not stopping. You guys think y'all all high and mighty, but you at the end of the day, even if you think it's a sin and everything, Jesus and God is not going to ask us, oh, do you think Susie's sin was worse? No, you could be like, what's your sins?
Yep. Ooh.
Because you're gonna be killing females.
Yeah.
Not
That's
And
my
only
you
two
know,
that.
cents.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
So I was just gonna say they truly don't give a fuck. They don't. And then,
They
and
were in
I've gotten
control.
to the point where I realized it that they don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a fuck about their own constituents. They just
We are just baby makers. We are baby factories. That's
yes.
all that is.
And what they see in us is just people that will work for companies that give them kickbacks. Y'all are disgusting.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Tris. Real quick.
Oh yeah, just so many things. But like, I need us as people to start having more solidarity and like looking at ways to help fight and to educate and to protect women, protect each other because the same the same energy that a lot of people have that's very transphobic and not believing trans women are women is what erases trans men, is what makes it easier to pass legislation that endangers all women, trans and cis, is what makes it easier to incarcerate and fucking deny rights and deny opportunities to black and other people of color, and it's just to uphold, certain white supremacist and evangelical ass beliefs that not only does not the whole country hold, but also, if you look at the Bible, there again, it was a still to me sexist version of abortion, but there was still legally a type of abortion, but that's the type of abortion they believe in. For me, if I have a secretary or a daughter or someone that I don't want pregnant at this time period, I can get the abortion for them. But for you women to make the decision, nah, that's what we can't have. And right now, I need listen, fuck Biden, for real, fuck Biden, fuck Kamala, because where the fuck are they? But like, they're so worried about the wrong things. They saw how when women lost rights, right before the midterm, how like that spurred more people to vote. So they're probably like, listen, Republicans do what you gotta do because we get to run on nothing and y'all will still vote for us. Because like right now, Biden is like looking at like the thing that might save TikTok is that Biden is looking at social media influencers, including TikTok influencers, and thinking of opening up a room for them in the White House to basically tout his record so that he has a better chance of winning in 2024. So this is what these niggas is
That's
focused
why
on
the
rather
White House
than
have
the
ghosts.
right thing to do.
Wow. That's
Mhm.
wild. Okay, y'all.
Yeah.
So when we get more updates on this, we're going to have a much more in-depth talk But until then, we will be
Okay.
going to our next commercial break. Alrighty, y'all.
Woman owned business that creates customized items such as rolling trays, clothing, tumblers, glasses, bags, jewelry, and more.
Hey y'all, welcome back and ready for our third topic? So, our topic is about e-cigarettes, aka vaping. So, this wonderful thing.
Uh oh.
Mhm.
That's
So,
awful.
in October 2022, FDA and Centers for Disease Control Prevention (CDC) released federal data from the 2022 National Youth Tobacco Survey on e-cigarettes used among the U.S. youth and weekly report. So, what they found out was that the biggest concern is the e-cigarettes by the FDA, and last year, 2022, about 1 in 10 or more than 2.5 million U.S. middle and high school students currently use e-cigarettes in the past 30 days from when they did this study.
Mm.
So let me break it down. So that means 14.1%, which is 2.14 million of high school students around the country, and 3.3%, which is 380,000 of the middle school students reported current e-cigarette use. So a lot of them like it because of the flavor. So, current users, nearly 85%, use flavored e-cigarettes, with fruit flavors being the most popular, followed by candy, desserts, and other sweets. So, the one that I had in my hand is called Melon Banana. So, this one actually, it still has tobacco in it, but there's no nicotine. That's why it's 0%. And they just started doing that. Um,
Okay.
but they're saying that, but these kids are getting the one with nicotine in it. There's more than a quarter, which is 27.6% of current youth e-cigarettes users use an e-cigarette product every single day. And
Mm-hmm.
more than 4 in 10 e-cigarette users report using e-cigarettes at least 20 out of the last 30 days. So the model that I showed you, that is one of the most current one they use is disposables because so this one had, I believe, 6,000 puffs in it.
How much
Yes,
was that? Because I think
uh,
no, that's not
20
a weed
bucks.
one. Never mind.
No, it's not weed. 20 bucks. That's why kids could get it easily because it's not. It's between $10 to $20 for one.
Yeah.
And once you use it up, you just throw it away. Some of them you can recharge, like this one is a rechargeable one. But they say the current, so the usual brands they use is Puff Bar, Vooz, Hyde, and Smoke. Um, so the 2022 data was collected between January and May of 2022 using an online survey among U.S. middle school grades 6 through 8 and high schoolers from 9 to 12. The use of an online survey allows all the eligible students to be part of this at home or in classroom as part of a class activity. However, most students completed the survey in a classroom setting. Prior to 2021, the survey was solely conducted in a classroom setting. Due to changes in methodology, includes differences in survey administration and data collection procedure. So what happening is that they didn't collect enough data in 2021 versus 2022. So from January to that March of 2022, the kids had a choice to either do it at home or do it in class, and most of them did it in class to get that. So even now, it
Wait, they're vaping in class.
they're vaping in schools.
Oh,
These kids are vaping like if they have like PE or recess, they hide somewhere
mm-hmm.
they vape. But the thing is that
Oh wow.
it has gotten so bad that they're doing it in the bathrooms, and a lot of teachers don't realize it because, we have perfumes that smell fruity.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, oh, they're probably putting perfume on when they're actually vaping. It's so bad that now they have a device that they're going to be putting in all the bathrooms in middle and high schools, and I think elementary too. That should be able to detect, to tell like when tobacco is being used, even if it's nicotine free or not.
Damn.
Um, so they're saying that um, so because this is such a big issue because nicotine can harm the developing brain. It keeps so kids or the brain keeps developing up to the age of 25. So using nicotine while you're younger can harm the parts of the brain that control attention, learning, mood, and impulse control. So a lot of people go, should they punish their kid for vaping or should they not? I'm sorry, but there's too much negative for you not to punish or not to talk to your kids about this.
Yeah.
You don't gotta go up there and like
Yelling
punish them
stuff.
right away, but talk to them first, and then if they do it again and again and again, and then something gotta change. But and talk to the school because sometimes the counselor got things they could do to help figure out like what you should say to your kid, how to tell, revert. Um,
Yeah.
and vaping could also lead to lower grades and academic performances too. So, what do you guys think about these younger kids vaping?
I think it's sad. Um, um, my first question, to be honest, when I hear like kids smoking and stuff, what's going on? What are you so stressed about? Because I'm gonna tell you, I was like, I want to say maybe 18 when I smoked a black and mild, but I was going through some shit. Okay, I'm not gonna get into it, but I was going through some shit. So I'm wondering, what are these kids at the age of what, 13, 12
12,
to like 8, 12,
11
11.
through.
Okay, 11 through 18. What are they going through that is making them so stressed out that they want to
School
go and do
shooters, school shooters,
true.
school shooters, realizing no one
Everybody's
gives
doing
a
it.
fuck, seeing that rights are being taken away before they're even adults, and realizing
Yeah,
nobody can, realizing the people that they thought had answers and thought could fix things, their parents they thought could like make a difference in the world that would protect them, their hands are tied. There's literally nothing that's going to be done to
They want to be
protect them.
cool.
I mean, there is the cool thing,
sadly.
but it's a social thing
But
too.
it's
And at the same time, too, when you look at it, I think we got to remember too. We used to be kids, and that like maybe drugs. We knew other people who were too in drugs. Maybe we weren't having sex at those ages, but we knew other people who were having sex. Like these are things
See,
kids do, and especially in an age like now, and especially when kids realize they may not really have a future. Like fucking climate change,
you know
fucking
what?
fascism,
Yeah,
fucking a bunch of shit could fuck everything for them. Like,
I think
what is their
kids
prospect
should,
of future jobs? Like,
yeah.
what do
but
they
I
have to
think
look for? Being
they
a
should
lawyer,
bring
being
back the
president?
DARE
Like,
program.
Wait, what did you said? What, hon?
They should bring back the DARE program.
Girl, that shit ain't
but
help.
It helped
yeah,
me.
it may have helped you, but in
It's
general,
still
like a
so.
lot more kids,
Did,
yeah. If anything, we need to bring back actual, real education on drugs and be like, listen, because prohibition doesn't work. If anything, prohibition makes it more likely to do drugs. And if you look also at the numbers, while vaping has gone up, at the same time, the other drugs kids were using, for example, like alcohol, like prescription medications, and even weed has gone down. So there's always going to be something that some group of kids are going to take. And right now it's vaping. And we can't get caught up in the same type of hysteria that our parents got caught up and just, just punish. And I think there's larger issues. These kids do have reasons, like, these kids are more like ADD and everything than before. These kids realize they have no real future. Like, they have a better chance of being a streamer or an OnlyFans model when they grow the fuck up than like being
yeah,
something that makes money, doing the jobs we do as fucking adults. They know that
yeah,
shit. Like, they see there is no real future. And so it's important to get, talk to them like on some real shit. Get them therapy too, like, whether it's talk therapy, behavioral therapy,
Get them to garden.
but that's another thing too. Like,
Garden.
get them
you
into
know,
Actually,
you're
community
right.
programs.
no, no.
You're
Yeah,
right.
When you garden,
But
the dirt
yeah,
has chemicals in it
mhm,
that actually helps you with anxiety and everything else. So you're
yeah,
actually making your own food and you're making you happier.
I love
garden
it.
and also
And
programs that
oh,
like. Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, I think another thing is that these kids they see like their favorite rapper or singer and they're vaping, so they think, oh, I want to do that too. Like, but they don't
That's,
realize that they can get like pulmonary embolisms, get addicted, and addiction is not fun. Okay.
although I'll take a kid who vapes over a kid who does lean,
Whew!
or a kid who fucking pops Adderall and fucking Xannies. Like,
Yeah. But
there's
see,
a
that
trend to
could
these type
be
of things.
just like how they said that weed could be a gateway. What if vaping can technically become a gateway?
What?
It's a gateway more for like, for example, like, like how for kids who are more likely to just experiment, or like try their parents like prescription medications. Like, for
Hmm.
example, weed is a gateway in that sense. Like, if you're just looking for a higher high, then
Hmm.
that's what a gateway is. But if you're just like you're stressed and you want to get high, like how many of us smoke weed and that was like it? Like at point, like this is all we've done. We've maybe smoked a black and mild at some point, and weed is it. But like if you're I want to see God, I want to see heaven and hell, like show me all of the universe, then yeah, anything is a gateway. It's a matter of like we know drugs isn't going away. We know the war on drugs. You're never going to stop people from taking drugs. You're never going to stop stressed out kids from experimenting and doing what their friends do. It's a matter of teaching them, intelligence and be like, hey, maybe wait till you're older to try some of these things. Maybe you see
Yeah.
that how irritable you get when you're not taking it. That means you're already addicted. Do you already want impulse control issues? Do you want to not be able to be control over your own emotions? Do you want to
Yeah.
need this shit rather than, hey, when I'm older and I want to hit every now and then, I can do it, liberally type shit like that of my own free
I
will.
think I think I vaped one time and it was okay. Like
Hmm.
I definitely will pick weed over that, but maybe I'm just not
Hmm.
into nicotine and tobacco and all of that. I think the most tobacco I can do is like what's it called? Hookah. That's it. And I don't even do that all the time. So, yeah.
See, I like hookah, but I get the non nicotine flavors
Mm.
because
See, I go to the actual hookah bar. So
you can
that's
ask.
all they kind of had. Oh, shut up.
Mhm.
Hmm. Well,
You
maybe
can
I just
ask.
don't have an addictive personality because I don't see how people can do that. Like
If you
smoking
go
like
enough
vapes and stuff. I guess.
or smoke enough.
And
Yeah.
plus, let's not forget, like addiction. Like for example, there's addiction to drugs, there's addiction to sex, there's addiction to food. Like you can like the thing that is your coping mechanism is the thing that's easier for you to be addicted to than the other shit that you're like, nah, B, I ain't trying to end up like that. I see how that nigga is acting. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Like we all have
But
that.
you know what? You know what I do to keep myself from ever doing anything that's crazy? I look at intervention. I do. I will sit
Yeah,
there
I like
and
to
be
shop.
like, I don't want to be falling all over the place like that. Oh, look at her. She can't even like make a sentence. It's
See,
sad.
there's
And I'm
different
like, I don't want
addictions.
anybody to look at me like that. You know, not saying that vaping will lead to that.
No, but there's different addictions. You got your shopaholics, you got your alcoholics, you got your vaping, you got your weed, you got people who need to get their nails done every day. There's people who have who needs to be having a lot of attention all the time. If not, then they'll do something crazy to get that attention. There's different addiction, and everybody has their trigger. Like me, I know mine is like spinning. So what I like to do is I take cash out, and I'm like, this is all I get to spend for the whole week, or for a day, or that way it keeps me liable and responsible.
Yeah.
Or I leave my card at home or in the car and
Yeah.
I go. But I also like Instacarting because I get to spend other people's money and I still shop. Boom. There you go, Instacart. Sponsor me.
I love
Mhm.
it. I love it. All right. Does anybody else have something quick to say? Because we're running out of time.
I'll say like, of course, talk to your kids. Again, even though you're a parent, remember how it was when your parents were trying to talk to you about shit and what went in the air and what actually stood out and made a difference to you. And also, like, if you can find programs like gardening is a good step and other things
Yeah.
that's like in your community that makes it feel like they're making a difference. Because again, like I said, the world looks like it's headed towards some bullshit. So you want your kid to see that there's something that they can do on some level to make a little difference because that helps with those feelings of nihilism and doomerism, and that's a lot of the reason kids are
What's
stressed.
that? What's that Hulu show? The Handmaided Tale.
Oh,
Hmm.
Handmaid's Tale.
That's what we're going to
Mm-hmm.
watch. We're gonna end up
Mm.
going to that way. And according to
Look,
his
I'm gonna be
America,
one
that
of
was
the
crazy.
look. I'm gonna be one of the ones they kill with my little fertility issues.
You gonna love
They
me.
gonna be like, "Oh, she ain't getting pregnant on the first try. Ah, she must be executed." Like, yup. Take me out now because I ain't having nobody else, baby, but the voice of God's. Thank you. Okay, actually, I'm gonna scratch. Shit, we're live.
I say let you
Okay.
scratch it.
And you can't even edit
It's,
it.
I can't. All right, so we're gonna go to our last commercial break.
Mhm.
A to Z Creations is a Black woman owned business that creates customized items such as rolling trays, clothing, tumblers, glasses, bags, jewelry, and more.
All right, you guys. So it's time for our promotions. So as you guys know, I am making Brighter Day. Yay! So Brighter Day is going to be a social media. I'm sorry. What happened, hon?
Oh, that we
Oh,
can't
okay.
see nothing.
All right. So, so Brighter Day is going to be a social media platform that's going to be focused on mental health awareness. And I'm creating this app, and it will be launching in September, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I'm super duper excited about that. And next, we will be talking about my awesome, awesome, awesome book, A Puppy Journey, Rent Pet's World, a journey of an emotional support animal. It is about my doggy, my emotional support animal, my baby, Ren Pet, or Run Put, actually. But it's about how she views the world and how she became an emotional support animal, and how she helps me around the house, when we're outside, different things. And I also want to let you guys know about my blog site, queenpdwrites.com. I do have two new um two new articles. So one is about cherished by Aisha. Okay, these headphones have got to go. Okay. So one is on the cherished by Aisha products, which I styled my hair with today, and also the our former co-host Jaden, who wrote Nature Calls, and I did the review for his book, which is so awesome. Thank you for letting me do that. You're absolutely awesome. All right. There we go. Why can't I hear you?
I
Bless
just
your
want to do a
heart.
shout out to Jaden. Um, Congratulations on your 1 year anniversary of writing Artemis getting published. Whoop, whoop. You're the man. Happy books.
Yes.
And congratulations on your anniversary today.
Oh God,
18 years of
yes.
marriage.
His anniversary is today. Yes.
Um,
You
Yeah,
better eat
so,
congratulations.
Chelsea down.
oh
Eat her down.
yes.
Eat her down.
Um, so right now I am doing a promotion on my website, 25% off for the next 2 weeks. So put in your orders, please, please, please. I hope you guys enjoy. One of my favorite things is our brush and also my primer here. This primer is has SPF in it. Sorry. Ta-da. It's SPF 15, so it protects your skin from pollution, from the sun. Just get and makes your skin feel really nice and silky. Gives a nice canvas to start off with when doing your makeup. So especially get this. Like I said, it's one of my favorite. I usually go through it like once every couple weeks because it's that good, and you just need a little bit. And my website is www.marykay.com/beauty with them because I believe everybody is beautiful on the inside and it needs to come out.
I love it.
So first, I wanted to say, Queen Pedii. Every time I hear Brighter Day and see the app, I I kind of wish Kurt Franklin's Brighter Day was just playing in the background. Like
Yes.
Brighter Day, Brighter Day. That would be perfect.
Oh, you just hear
You gotta
that in
find a way.
church.
You gotta find a way to steal that, but do it in a non-copyrightable, offensive way.
Nah,
But
it's okay.
I'll sing it for
congratulations to
you.
Jaden. I love the ad for Nature Calls. I'm loving all the blessings that's opening up for you. Congratulations and happy anniversary to you and Chelsea. And to promote the things that I like to promote, I like causes that are doing and making a difference. Right now, there's actually a Twitter impersonator. Hopefully, it's been dealt with, they've been mass supported, but that's been impersonating Washington Square Park Mutual Aid. And at the same time, you know, it's hard making a difference and raising funds to donate clothes and food and first aid kits and everything else to people in need. So if you can make a difference, they said they only have a Cash App at the moment. So if you see their Cash App, go to Instagram, make a difference with them, and then leave New York at the same time too. Not only are they helping people with the open space for people who need talk therapy, and also giving groceries and other things in need to people who are most in need. But they're also seeing everything that's going on with abortion rights and also with Medicaid. There's about 15 million Americans who stand to lose Medicaid in the coming weeks, like in May, between May and June. And think about how that's going to affect access to everything, not just abortion and everything like that, but to actual medicine that people need. 15 million people. So they have things online as well to help people navigate and make so if there's something that's going to have to affect you, something's going to affect a family member, somebody that you know. Again, another reason to check out believe.org. And then as for me, me, I'm here as one of the co-hosts, but I'm also at my channel, Holy Baloney Jabronis. My next video, speaking of spiders from the beginning episode, is actually going to be about the Into the Spider Verse trailer. So yeah, so I'm still working on that video. I'm still editing it. Hopefully, it'll be out sometime. So check out the channel. Watch all of our past videos, both at Holy Below Jabronies as well as Not Even Normal Discussion, and come discuss.
Awesome, awesome. All right, you guys. So don't forget to follow our Patreon, like, share, and subscribe our show. Sorry, y'all. And thank you guys for watching and chatting with us. And don't forget, you guys can send in a fan topic for us to answer for you guys. Last week we had a topic from Trenton, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys want us to talk about. All right, you guys. We'll see. Oh gosh, I almost forgot to tell you guys. So we're going to start doing this every other week. So we will not be on next week, but we will be on the week after next. They're like, yes, we get to party. Yeah.
Just more sleep for me.
Oh shit.
Or work, since I'm going overnight. They,
Work
they stole
said,
my Fridays away from
haha.
me.
They said we gonna get you. All right, y'all. All right, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.
Apple, apple.